पैसा लगता है ऐसे टूर्स के ऊपर, वेदर पाकिस्तान हो, इंडिया, कोई भी हो.
Young people can't afford sponsorship. They are the future of cricket.
They normally come in June when we don't have any cricket in India.
I'm grateful to them that I could come here and play with the team.
I've had a couple of good seasons for Bombay. I've been playing for Bombay for the last 2 years.
A lot of sponsorship really needed India.
हमारे क्रिकेट बोर्ड को चाहिए ऐसे स्पॉन्सर्स करें, इनको सपोर्ट दें. Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PJ Me's official YouTube channel. अब इस official YouTube channel पे आपको बड़ी ऐसी चीज़ें मैं दिखा रहा हूँ जो शायद आपने ना देखी हों. आज मैं आपको एक ऐसी चीज़ दिखाऊंगा कि जब यंग क्रिकेटर्स होते हैं, पाकिस्तान के हो गए, हिंदुस्तान के, बांग्लादेश के, श्रीलंका के, इंग्लैंड के, तो जब इनके मैंने शुरू में इंटरव्यूज़ किए और बाद में ये बहुत बड़े नाम बन गए, तो आज मैं वो दिखाऊंगा. और हमारे एक ज़माने में यहाँ क्रिकेट क्लब्स जाया करती थी, वेटरन्स तो जाते हैं, क्रिकेट क्लब्स जाया करती थी, जाके खेलती थी. PNT जिमखाना है, मुझे याद है कि वो अपनी क्रिकेट टीम के लेके गए और बड़े बड़े टेस्ट क्रिकेटर्स उसमें से भी निकले हैं. तो ये है क्रिकेट क्लब ऑफ इंडिया, वन ऑफ द ओल्डेस्ट क्रिकेट क्लब्स इन इंडिया. ये बहुत पुराना क्रिकेट क्लब है और यहाँ भी बड़े बड़े क्रिकेटर्स निकले हैं. सचिन तेंदुलकर है, विनोद कांबली एंड सो मेनी अदर्स. तो आज ये जो है क्रिकेट क्लब ऑफ इंडिया, ये लंदन में आया. तो जब ये लंदन में आया तो मुझे बताया गया, तो मैंने कहा आई मस्ट गो एंड टॉक टू दीज क्रिकेटर्स, जिस तरह मैं पाकिस्तान का करता हूँ, बांग्लादेश, श्रीलंका, हर एक का. तो मैंने कहा ये प्लेयर्स आए हुए हैं, तो लेट्स गो एंड टॉक टू देम. तो मुझे सुनील गवास्कर ने कहा था कि यार यू मस्ट टॉक टू दीज बॉयज़, ये बड़े अपकमिंग बॉयज़ हैं. तो ये लॉर्ड्स के ऊपर मैंने हर एक से बात की, क्रिकेटर्स के साथ भी. और उस वक़्त का सौरव गंगुली आप देखें, आप हैरान हो जाएंगे. और अजय जडेजा, ये दोनों इंडिया के लिए खेले, और भी कई खेले इंडिया के लिए. इसमें सुनील गवास्कर भी हैं और माधव सिंधिया, जो कि चेयरमैन है बोर्ड ऑफ कंट्रोल फॉर क्रिकेट इन इंडिया उस वक्त के. तो उनके भी व्यू पॉइंट्स लिए. पैसा लगता है ऐसे टूर्स के ऊपर, वेदर पाकिस्तान हो, इंडिया, कोई भी हो, पैसा लगता है ऐसे टूर्स पे. तो मैंने यहाँ सबसे पहले शुरू किया ये जो एक छोटा सा इंटरव्यू जॉन जेमसन के साथ. ये ऐसा बैट्समैन था अपने ज़माने का, इससे मैं कहता हूँ कि ज़्यादा तेज़ और तकड़ी हिट मारने वाले बड़े कम थे. ब्रायन डेविसन था रोडीजिया का, वो भी बड़ी ज़ोर की हिट मारता था, लेकिन जॉन जेमसन भी. ये इस वक्त थे असिस्टेंट सेक्रेटरी M.C.C के. तो मैंने M.C.C की जो नर्सरी ग्राउंड है वहाँ इनसे बात की और काफ़ी और प्लेयरों से. तो ये देखें जॉन जेमसन क्या कहते हैं.
John Jameson, the Assistant Secretary Cricket of the Malibon Cricket Club. Now, John, we've talked about the Cricket Club of India, what they do. What about the Star Cricket Club of India?
Well, this to me is a fascinating little concept because for the last few years they've obviously been coming out on tour. They've been bringing young players and young players only. They've been playing very good opposition in England and gaining very valuable experience for young cricketers. And anything that encourages young cricketers must be a very, very good thing.
Now, do you think a concept like this needs a lot of sponsorship?
Yes, I think young people can't afford to travel on their own these days. Yes, it does involve a lot of money, a lot of time and effort has to be put into this. And whatever sponsorship you get, I'm sure that these youngsters will be very, very grateful because they are the future of cricket. I mean, these boys are coming here, they're 18, 19, 17, 18, 19 years of age. And the record proves that people that have actually gone through the system and actually gone on to play for India, which must be an excellent thing.
So you would really say it's the best cricket educational thing?
Oh, very much so. I wish really England had something like this. And in fact, England, I suppose, in some sort of way, have just started this with under-19 tours and things like that. But, I mean, this is excellent. To come to England and play under these conditions, which is different to wherever any other part of the world, is got to be educational and must be good for their cricket.
John, thank you very much for your views.
Pleasure.
One of the players who actually started playing for the Star Cricket Club of India and then actually go on to play for India. So, Sourav, how did it feel, first of all, to play for Star Cricket Club of India?
It was nice because I was young then, around 15. It was my first trip to England and we used to play regularly. It was a great experience in English wickets. First time in London, it was beautiful.
Now, do you think coming out of the country playing for Star Cricket Club of India, did that help you?
Yeah, it helped me a lot because they normally come in June when we don't have any cricket in India. We play around 20-25 games in about weeks, in about a month and a half. And we get good quality games, like we play second 11s and we have good exposure for young cricketers.
So you'd really give all credit to the Star Cricket Club
Yeah, most of the credit.
for going on to play for India?
Yeah.
I see. Now tell me, are there any more youngsters coming up with this club?
Yeah, there's lots. There's a fellow called Amal Mazumdar. He's in the tour, on the tour this time. Then Sunil Gavaskar's son Rohan. A few others in Bengal, one off spinner. That's it. A lot of good cricketers. The year we came, we had out of which 6 of us played for India. Myself, Sachin, Vinod, Jaddu, Kumble, and Jatin hasn't played, but he'll play in sometimes.
Now, how do you see your future playing for India now?
Yeah, I played a game against England last year. I was supposed to play in the one days against England, but I tore my hamstring. So I was off for 2 months. I played the game in Delhi. So I think I should be back in some time.
That was Sourav Ganguly. Now I've got Ajay Jadeja. Let's see what he has to say on Star Cricket Club of India.
I would say that's the best tour organised in India for youngsters to come to England and learn cricket. Because England is a place where you can come and learn cricket. I mean, it's different cricket than what you play actually in India. And I think Mr. Kailash Katani and Star Cricket Club, I mean, they do whatever they can. They go out of their way for this tour. I'm grateful to them that I could come here and play with the team when I was young. I was playing for Haryana. But I have all my respects for Mr. Katani and for Star Cricket Club for organising such a lovely tour.
Now, when was your first time you played for them?
In 1989, I toured with them to England. And I think they probably get the best games in England, whereas you have hundreds of teams coming from India, but you don't get the same sort of games. I believe now he started getting even test matches, unofficial test matches, of course. They played under 19 on a test match last year, and they get quite a few seconds game as well. So what better can you ask for?
After Ajay Jadeja, I've got Jatin Pranchpi, who's actually been a regular member for Bombay for a long time, and he's been travelling with the Star Cricket Club of India as well. And let's see what he's got to say about that club.
Well, I came on 2 tours in 1989 and 1990, and we played some really good sides here. And the whole point about coming to England is to learn to play cricket under totally different circumstances, probably every day. And we were playing cricket about 25 days out of 30 and against some really good sides. So I think that was the most important thing. We've played against people who are better than us.
And you would say playing for this club has been very educational for you?
Yes, definitely, because I went back to India and I found that I'd become a better player actually in India, not just runs-wise, but in so many different ways. I mean, my concentration had improved. I could adapt myself to different kinds of wickets and, generally play cricket more professionally.
And does it help that when you get good players who come along and tour with you?
Yes, it does, because if you've got a guy like Sachin Tendulkar who's batting with you at the other end, I'm sure it would help you, wouldn't it?
Now, how many times have you batted with Sachin?
Well, actually, we've been playing together for Bombay right from the under 15 level, so I think I must have batted with him about 25-30 times at least. And I've tried to learn all the time from him.
Now, when is it that you're going to be playing for India?
Well, I've had a couple of good seasons for Bombay. I've been playing for Bombay for the last 2 years, so hopefully if I can keep my form up, let's hope for the best. That's all I can say.
M.C.C come over to England, and now we've recently seen just another club, the Star Cricket Club of India. Now, don't you think such tours are very beneficial for the youngsters?
They certainly are, because apart from giving the youngsters exposure to different conditions, they take them away from the protected environment of home, where they seem to be looked after in more senses than one. Here they have to fend for themselves, not only on the field but off the field. And I think it's the off-the-field part which is an important part in their development as men. And I think, therefore, these tours are very, very important.
Now, the main problem which these kind of tours face is the financial problems.
Yeah.
Now, how can we overcome these financial problems?
Well, there is a lot of sponsorship as far as the ticketing, etc. is concerned from India. I think what is really needed is sponsorship over here because that is very, very important. Sometimes the players have to travel a great deal. I think standards of living everywhere has gone up, and particularly over here. And therefore, I think if one can find a sponsor over here, or maybe a few sponsors who can come in and help the teams, because the matches they play are very good matches. This team, the Star Cricket Club, which is almost like an unofficial India under-19 team. And in the past, you've had players like Sachin Tendulkar, Vinod Kambli, who have come in with this team to England, have got the experience and gone on to play for India. And I'm certain that there will be a few players from this team also who will go on to play for India. Well, I think it depends on the league that they play in. Some leagues do not have the same kind of competition as other leagues have, and obviously the league that they choose to play in would be important. Also a league where the wickets would be testing, would not be really flat wickets, but wickets which would test their skills to the utmost and therefore help them to develop their own game. I think these are the leagues that they should be looking at.
He's been doing it for a number of years. And he takes cricketers from the age of 16, 17 who have performed exhibiting potential at home, gives them an exposure outside, which builds up their confidence, gives them different conditions in which to play. And I think it's an excellent effort on his part, and it has yielded benefit. One very good thing which Kailash does, he was telling me he never takes a player for more than 2 tours. So there's not a set group which gets this experience every year. There is a turnover all the time, which is very good because covers a wider spectrum of players. And a number of players have done very good, very well, as you said, Kambli and Tendulkar, and I'm told Ajay Jadeja has been also out, and various other players who have done very well in Indian cricket.
Now, how can we encourage our local businessmen to come up and sponsor them? Because that's the bottom line, isn't it?
That's something you could advise us on.
We certainly will.
Posted here.
We certainly will. Now, having said so...
The problem, of course, is that most industries and business look to sponsor events where they get a maximum advertising publicity mileage. Well, I think that some of us have to look at it in a different way, that you are contributing something to your home country which obviously has given you a lot, or for which you have some sentiment. So you're putting something back without expecting anything in return.
But let's see what the boys who actually experienced this have to say.
My name is W.D. Balaji Rao, and this is my first tour to UK, and had a lot of experience.
Well, it has been a wonderful opportunity for me to be for the first time in UK. It has been a really educating experience for me.
This is my second tour with the Star Cricket Club, but both times I have learned a lot about batting, which I do.
It was my first tour, and I've really learned a lot.
I come from Bombay. This is my second tour with Star CC, and it was a very great experience over here.
Those were the boys. Now I've got the actual man who is responsible for organizing all of this. His name, Kailash Gitani. Now Kailash, tell me, how did it all start?
It's a very interesting point. I used to come and play and coach in this country, in England. And then I shifted to Scotland, in the Scottish counties. The limbs started talking, and I couldn't come back as a professional anymore because I knew that to come and play as a professional takes a lot of hard work, and I was getting on. Only way of keeping in touch with the game and really helping out is to keep in touch with the young cricketers.
ये देख लिया आपने इंटरेस्टिंग एक व्यू पॉइंट, और मैं समझता हूँ कि हमें भी बाहर जाना चाहिए, क्लब्स को, हमारे क्रिकेट बोर्ड को चाहिए कि ऐसे स्पॉन्सर्स करें, इनको सपोर्ट दें ताकि हमारे लड़के भी बाहर जाके खेलें. देखो ना, ये इंडिया के लड़के गए हैं, बाहर खेले हैं और उसके बाद जाके हिंदुस्तान के लिए खेले. हमारे भी लड़के जाते थे जो कि खेलते थे लैंकाशायर लीग, सेंट्रल लैंकाशायर लीग, बोल्टन लीग, हडर्सफील्ड लीग, स्कॉटलैंड में जाके खेलना, और मैं समझता हूँ बहुत एक्सपीरियंस इन्होंने हासिल किया है. तो ये एक नर्सरी है इंग्लैंड के अंदर जो कि आपको बहुत सिखाती है क्रिकेट के मुतालिक. मैंने तो बहुत सीखा है क्योंकि मैंने लीग क्रिकेट बहुत खेली है इंग्लैंड में, माइनर काउंटीज़ बहुत खेली है, और मैंने बहुत सीखा है वहाँ एज़ फार एज़ क्रिकेट इज़ कंसर्न, इंक्लूडिंग M.C.C, ऑफ विच आई एम अ मेंबर. लेकिन फ्यूचर के लिए हमें देखना चाहिए कि हम अपने यंगस्टर्स के लिए क्या कर रहे हैं। तो ये एक मैं समझता हूँ कि एक एजुकेशनल चीज़ थी। आपने सारों के व्यू पॉइंट सुने और अपने अपने ख़यालात आपने सुने और फिर आपने देखा कि बाद में इन्होंने डेवलप कैसे किया। आई होप यू एंजॉयड इट। आपके सामने और भी इंटरेस्टिंग मैं इंटरव्यूज़ लेके आऊँगा, बट प्लीज़ सब्सक्राइब टू द चैनल। एज ऑलवेज़ वो एक एंड में होता है कि सब्सक्राइब, अच्छा बाय द वे ये फ्री है, इसमें कोई पैसे शैसे नहीं लगते, उसको सिर्फ आपने सब्सक्राइब करना है एंड दैट्स इट। फिर वो ये है कि आपको पता चलता रहेगा कि कौन कौन से प्रोग्राम आपके पास आ रहे हैं। Until the next time, look after yourself, look after the interests of your country, Pakistan, and Khuda Hafiz.